Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning into my video. I really appreciate that. And while you're at it, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post a video. So friends, I just noticed something about myself, that I thought I should just come in here and share with you guys since you are now my friends. So I noticed how whenever I'm asked, how are you doing? I just quickly say, I'm good, I'm okay, I'm fine. For the sake of moving on with life, for the sake of avoiding getting into the details of the kind of challenges that I'm facing in that time. Because for the most part, I lie in answering that question, because you find that I'm not necessarily fine, but I'm just saying I'm fine because that is the expected answer. And I've also questioned whether, even when we ask each other that question, are we genuinely trying to find out how that person really is, or it has just become a part of breaking the ice or a conversation starter? Are we really interested in how that person is really doing? And what got me thinking about those things is the chapter that I read from the Bible, from the book of Job. I'm busy studying the book of Job at the moment, and for those of you who are not familiar with who Job is, Job is a man from the Bible whose life was so perfect at some point. He had everything going on so perfectly. I'm assuming that he was even a respected man in the community, and I'm guessing that even people went to him for advice, to a point that God saw him as a man that pleased his heart, so he allowed the devil to test him. He allowed the devil to test Job, and the devil did just that, and he went in with his demonic powers of stealing, killing, and destroying, and he basically affected Job's life in a very negative way, to a point that also his health was affected and he was unable to do anything. So he remained put. So the chapter that I read was after his friends came through and they were speechless, seeing the condition that he was in, from a man who had everything perfectly going on to now having nothing in such a period of time. They didn't have words to say to him immediately when they saw him. So to break the ice, Job is the one who began to speak, right? And for somebody who had a relationship with God and who knew God very well, one would expect Job to say, you know what, I will be content in every circumstance because you are Jireh, you are enough, right? And you would expect him to say, no man, this too shall pass. You would expect Job to say, though he slay me, he will restore me. You would expect that Job's immediate reaction to his challenge would be quoting Bible verses and denying the pain that he's feeling, and quickly going into the pursuit of healing and restoration through quoting Bible study and playing worship music. I feel like that is what the cliche man of God would be expected to do, but that was not the case with Job. I was so amazed at the fact that he literally cursed the day that he was born. He was not having it. He was not content. He was like wishing for death. He said things like, I'm gonna read a few things that he said from my Bible app. He said, why wasn't I born dead? Why didn't I just die immediately when I exited my mother's womb? He was saying things like, had I died at birth, I would be at peace. He was saying things like, why is life given to those who are bitter? Why is light given to those with misery? He was depressed and he was saying it. He was not depressed and denying it. He was not bitter and denying it and trying to cover it up with the word of God and positivity. He was feeling all these negative feelings, having these negative thoughts and expressing them. He said things like, why is life given to those with no future? This basically shows how hopeless he was. From where he was sitting, there was no hope for him. There was no restoration. He was not positive. He had no positivity that was coming through in his mind due to the fact that he was feeling what he was feeling. He confessed the fact that he has no peace, he has no quietness, he had no rest, and only trouble came upon his life. Please do go and read the whole chapter. You will be amazed at how honest in detail he was. He plainly said or expressed his feeling in so much detail in a way that left me so amazed, because for somebody who knew who God was, and for somebody who experienced the goodness of God in the land of the living, for somebody who was so prosperous, for somebody who had a proper praying life. He was such an intercessor. In the first few chapters, we find him interceding for his kids. This came upon me when I was thinking to myself that maybe whenever I feel down and out, whenever I feel bad, or whenever something bad happened to me, I should meditate on the goodness of God. That is not wrong. But firstly, I need to acknowledge and express how I am feeling. And the word of God can come as an answer to what I'm already feeling. The word of God does not say we need to deny our feelings. We need to pretend. Even God expressed his anger, and to some extent he even reacted with anger to some situations. So who are we to pretend to be okay, to be good, to be content in every circumstance, even when we are not? Why do we have to lie? Why do we feel that we have to lie? So this story really encouraged me and gave me this hope that, actually, this confidence that I need to have people that I trust in my life. It taught me that I need to have confidence, right? Because I believe that the friends that came through to Job were people that he trusted. He trusted enough to express those feelings to them. I'm not saying now go around and tell people your situation, even though their intentions won't be pure. Check around you, be it a family member, a friend, a pastor, or even go to a therapist counseling. But the main thing is that you need to be honest about how you're feeling. You need to acknowledge how certain situations are making you feel. Let's do away with being in denial. Let's do away with lying to ourselves and thinking that, no, I'm an overcomer, I'm this, I'm that, even though when you know very well that you're not feeling good about things that are happening in your life. So yeah, man, I was so inspired by how Job handled his situation immediately, and it really made me realize that me not opening up to my loved ones and being honest about how I'm feeling, I have robbed myself from love, being embraced as I am. I have robbed myself from allowing people to see that God can really redeem us, because there's somewhere in the book of Job where Job literally said, I know that my Redeemer lives. You know, even though he felt how he was feeling, he still knew that God will redeem him. So I've noticed how being honest about how we are feeling and what we are facing, the kind of challenges that we are facing, we are actually presenting God in a very authentic way, that he cares even for those that are facing challenges enough to transition them and lead them to a space of redemption, lead them to a space of healing, lead them to a space of being okay after not being okay. Right, so I just thought I should share with you, my friends, and let's engage in the comment section. Tell me your experiences, tell me how you handle it, how you answer the question, how you are doing. And yeah, man, let's learn from each other, let's encourage each other, and maybe form friendships that we become each other's confidants. So yeah, man, take care of your beautiful self. I'm gonna end it here. I love you so much. Mwah.